Alright, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters, where today we're going to be, this time, working on just getting the general map, decorations like the enemies and all that stuff done with. These are the only 5 levels left still, but I have not been able to get to it because I've been very busy with trying to keep up with these series, and now we have found out that Deviantart decided to go on ahead and bug out the description limit. I am giving them the benefit of the doubt that it's a bug and not an actual feature. And yeah, lots of stuff has just been going on at their site that is just not it's making me really annoyed. It's just so much going on. I really wish it wasn't so goddamn broken, but here we are. All these updates that they're putting out, which is just breaking the site bit by bit, piece by piece. Oh yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I'm going to put more enemies in here, and we're going to try to get some more of these guys kind of just around the place, because why not? There's also the fact that I think I need to... Man, it's hard to say, because I have the... What do you call it here, right? The CBM. Where is this at right now? Up top, right. And I don't know if all the other stuff is like that or not. I might have to check that out at some point. Like horizontal, vertical, that one doesn't matter. Also, why the fuck are you several small numbers? There's just so many things that are still going wrong. And there hasn't been any news about everything that's happened with the, hopefully bug and not an update. What am I looking for again? I'm so all over the place that I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to be looking for. No, not this one. Hide this. I want to go to here. I am looking for Invisible Wall Map, which I think is in Prefab. And Navigation, Map Movement, Invisible Wall Map. There we go. That's what we need. That's what we need to be able to do this specific thing. Invisible Wall Map. Where all it does is just allows for the enemy to go back and forth. I don't know how many of these we plan on putting here, but ideally we try to get a lot of stuff. Maybe not that many enemies, but I want to have enemies just around the place. Like, that one makes sense. I feel like we should at least try to have some kind of clockwise enemy here, but I don't know if we have a spot that allows us to do that with these. Like, yeah, I guess here makes sense. And then we maybe change up a little bit of this to have, like, a water area here. So, I don't know, like, say 15. Move this up here or so. Move this down here. Go grab the water map material, which should be in here. And then we just adjust this so that this is not Z-planing. And I guess if that's the case, I probably should adjust you a tad bit too. Adjust you so you're not just all that. Probably be about, oh man, I don't know, here. But also, wait, no, that's not it. That's not good. That's definitely not right. It needs to be 11. There we go. Cannot be 12. What are you doing, brain? I'm going ahead and make this one like 5 or something and then put it here. Then at that point, we could just go on ahead, take all of this, adjust this accordingly. 1, no. 1, probably like a 9. 1, and, oh man, we'll just make it a 2. There we go, and there we go. Got a nice little water patch here. Probably just go on ahead, grab this, and call this what it needs to be called. And there's that, at least. Now I just need game objects. I think clockwise is what we want here. Map enemies is what I want too. And yeah. So anyways, yeah, a lot of nonsense have been DOSed occurring. And it's been very frustrating. I really do hope that this isn't a permanent thing, that they're going to be fixing this problem. Nobody likes it. It's not a good thing. It limits creativity even more. Whoops. To just have a description limit. And keep in mind, the description limit is like a good solid 64 kilobytes. That's not huge. That is not that big of a limit there. It is considerably, you know, a reasonable amount. And yet, here we are in this particular instance with so many freaking problems coming from this one update. Because now apparently, you know, the chat feature is broken, even though I don't really use that one, but some people do. A lot of problems are just occurring for seemingly no reason, but it's just nothing is coded right here. Oh, wait, what am I grabbing? What am I grabbing? Wait, are you? Wait, what are you? You're this one. So yeah, I've just been stewing over that for the most part, trying to see if anybody else is having the same issue, and there are people who are having the same issue. It's just asinine. It's completely and utterly asinine. I really do hope that that is fixed. Alright, let me think here. I'm trying to figure out like how this should be set up is tricky. Because you got a lot of potential for enemies to be around the place, right? Matter of fact, what did I also want to check this out real quick just because. Let me go to the border real quick. Yeah, so there was enemies here, there was enemies there as well. A lot there to signify that there's a lot of enemies in these areas here. Okay, can we like not be doing it like this? No, not that. Okay, just take me here. No enemies here, just keys and locks. Enemies here. Crate here with some enemies around. Mostly crates here. Some enemies. You can see some of them over here too, so combined areas. Doesn't really matter if each one has something. And that one's lava. A little bit of lava. No crates though. Some enemies, an enemy, and some enemies and crates. And then we go this side, which has some enemies and lava, a lot of crates, and that. Also, I want to see what I did with this one real quick. This is a transfer arrow, right? Yeah, you just have the Zone 1 nav script, which is temporary because it's going to be a Zone 6 nav script, Zone 6A. So I think that's probably what I could do for that one area. Because right now I don't have this one set up. That's not what I want. I don't have this one set up with a script. Right, this is using Zones 2 nav script. Would you get the fuck out of here? Why are you doing this all of a sudden? Piss off. Or should piss off. I'm not using you right now. Trying to go on ahead and make a freaking update for no reason. So we are currently only using this as a means to do this here. Right now that's a 1 and a 7, which I think is what we want because it's a 1 and a 6. So we want this to be a 1 and a 7 temporarily. 1 and a 7. Don't think it really matters that much right now, all things considered. We don't have any enemies here, but I guess we're gonna just focus one step at a time, right? If anything, I do say what we probably could do is have some poison here. Huh? Oh, I see. Poison there. Make this 1. Where's the poison end? Okay, can I get centered where I need to be centered? Because the poison there doesn't matter that much. I would say maybe make this like 11. A 2. A 0.5. And about right here. Then we can probably just have this be a 1 and a 3 and put it here. I don't know what I have here exactly. Okay, that's fine. See, a little bit of poison just bleeding off the edge. I'd say we could probably have a little bit of poison bleeding off the edge here too, but maybe not this one. Maybe I reduce this to 5. Oh, probably need to reduce this to a 9. Oh, and this one to a 9 as well. I don't know exactly. If I reduced it to a 9, some space is left open here. And reduce this to, that's not a reduction, that's an increasement. So then we could probably have you be this, you be map poison, and you, depending on where the hell this is. Yeah, you're there, so that means this is probably fine where this is. Poison across the edge. Is there any way I can have this be at least a 4? That's not the number I want to change. I'm so rusty in this department. This would mean that you could probably be a 2 and you'd be fine, right? Fine-ish, but I don't know. I feel like you should at least be this and make you like a 5. And then, maybe... Oh, maybe keep you back on 5 then. Boom. See if you're not really getting in the way of anything. No. Awesome. Just a little something, nothing too big. I shouldn't be staying there for too long. 13 minutes away. If anything, I can definitely see there being at least... No, not objecta. Objects. I can see there being at least a few enemies. Okay, we shouldn't be too far off the ground. It's like you could be a 1, you could be a 0. And just double checking real quick, ye are up top again, right? Yep. Yeah, because I designed these specifically for this particular occasion now. Change these up. So I gotta change these up when the time comes, but it doesn't matter right now. We're not in levels where these are necessary yet. Right, I gotta remember where these things are, man. It's so... I got woken up early to do something, so I'm a little bit groggy. Yes, the good old tried and true excuse. I'm so freaking tired. Again, for the millionth time. It never ends. It just never ends, doesn't it? Alright, so you got some enemies there. Probably are going to have some enemies... some horizontal enemy... here. So that allows us to grab the wall maps and put them where they need to go. Now this one doesn't matter, it can go wherever. As long as the enemies go where they need to go, it's fine. And the position of these enemies don't matter either. So as long as this goes where it goes, it's fine. Okay. I would say most of this section is fine. I would say the one thing we probably could adjust here to match the vast amounts of water that we have in that section is to have at least a nice little pond lake thingy. We'll see. So there's going to be a lot of this adjustment here that needs to be done for this to work properly. A lot. So I'll move you here. Actually, I'll make you like a 7. I'll make you like a 1. We're going to try to like space everything out properly. I'll be back. I am back, just a quick phone call, and now I'm going to continue with this, hopefully, without any more interruptions. It should be good, hopefully. Oh man, just thinking of how much is here. I would say maybe leave this. This is the bridge, right? Don't fuck with the bridge. The bridge is fine as is. We don't need to mess with the bridge. Oops. The bridge does not need to be messed with. Matter of fact, don't even look at the bridge. Okay, we need to like make a nice little, what do you call it here? And, good. Yeah, besides, this isn't a part of this node anyway, so the bridge shouldn't be adjusted in any way, shape, or form. Man, that player do be going through hell and high waters just to be able to figure out what the hell happened here. Yeah, speaking of, where's navigation real quick? Yeah, so that's where that part is. Okay, understandable. Move this over here. Well, and so you definitely... No. You definitely need to put water. Also don't know why... Oh, I guess because of... Yeah, ignore light. Which, I guess, technically doesn't really matter anymore, because now we got the unlit shaders, right? Technicless. Cage. Alright, 5. I have no clue how much is Z-planing here, so I'm hoping this will fix it without any issues. No, you're not fixed. Stop it. There. And I guess I'll just go on ahead and do, nope, this. Get that water in. Maybe like reduce the size of this to a 7. And then a 5, no. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. And then a 1. Okay, so the only thing left now is just this, which I think it can go, no, wrong direction. I think it can go to 9. Yeah, pretty much. Then you need to be at 2. And you just need to be at 1. Wrong one, but it's fine. And of course it's a 6, but that's fine too. God damn it, get out of my fucking face. See, this used to be over here. Now it's not. I'm pressing the wrong button again. I want Alt. Okay. Can't really have enemies going back and forth here just due to the way that's set up, so I guess. I guess what we could do, and also we should hide all this right now. I don't need this open at the moment. Gonna make game objects here. Yeah, some vertical. Not too many though. We don't need that much here. This area is not overflowing with enemies. I'd say at least one here and one here should be fine. We also got the top side too. I am in the right spot. I was like, wait, where am I? Then I remembered. Oh, man. Gonna have to be trying to go through the first boss of Painkiller. That's gonna be freaking fun. Don't know if I already talked about that yet, but I'll say it again. There is apparently a strategy that I feel like we're going to at least give it a shot. We're basically just going to be trying to stay underneath the boss's crotch to hopefully, at the very least, not get hit by ranged bullcrap. That would be ideal. But first things first, I gotta get a goddamn stake gun because the stake gun's glitched out and now I don't have it anymore. Which I find to be extremely annoying. Like, what the hell, game? Why are you breaking on me, huh? Why are you removing my gun? Was this a thing in the original, or is this just a port mess-up? I don't know. I feel like most of these problems could be contributed to a port mess-up, but also at the same time, how could a port mess-up screw up the frickin' boss's shoulder to where a small portion of it is going out to Pluto? And then sometimes hiding itself, and then we question where the hell the prolonged shoulder's at, and then we get hit by a tornado in the second phase, and it all sucks because it takes away any freaking control that you have, which is kind of bull. And I should know, I've made some bullshit boss fights before in my Game Maker era. Technically, I think I even have the things still here. Game projects, that's the wrong one. Made games, yes, Labyrinth, and this. Although this one's boss fight is more just a bullet sponge. It's only one boss fight, and it's mostly just an arcade 2D shooter. This one has 6 bosses, which it depends. Because this is not the thing. Ooh, wait, no. Not here. Elsewhere. Because that is essentially what I made. The only 2 games that I have made that I was able to save via USB. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff that I made, like Arnold's Assault, where I voiced Arnold Schwarzenegger in a, you know that one game where you play as, I think, a circle and or is it a square and there's a bunch of circles that you have to dodge? Well, I made something like that with Arnold Schwarzenegger as he just shot all of the circles, and there were several different circle types. That one didn't have a boss fight. That was just an arcade shooter that was like third-person view. That one was fun. Wish I still had it. It had challenges, too, and that took a while to get made. I missed that game. There's also Puzzle Madness, which is the one that I'm referring to as cheap boss fights. There's this one boss fight in like the 5th zone, which I think was a volcano, where essentially it was just another smaller version, or another version of you, like a cube people, and he's turned against you or some shish. He's got like rock or fireball shot. I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was like a fireball shot that he randomly shot at, and he went left and right. And you had to jump over him, and you couldn't guarantee he wasn't going to shoot you. And it was basically a war of attrition while the rocks falling from the ceiling was hitting either you or the thing, and you wanted it to hit the boss, and that's how you progressed. Terrible. If I were to remake that game, which is basically like a platformer, it's going to be a 2.5D platformer with Unity. If I do remake it at some point in the future. But, yeah, if I do remake it, the bosses are going to get revamped. I don't even remember all the bosses, first of all. I just remember, like, a small few of them. Like, there was a shark chase where you had to, like, work with buggy crates. That definitely is something I want. Did I get it? No. That's definitely something I want to adjust. And then, of course, there is, There was a bat boss fight, which I remember being a pain in the ass, and it was a third boss too. And then there was the quote-unquote final boss, because there was a second chapter with like planned 80 levels, 80 more levels, but I never was able to get to all of it. I think I like stopped on the 6th zone, I would call it. No, the 5th zone. I didn't make the 5th zone's boss. I kind of was like stagnant, not knowing what the hell else to do to make this a challenge. And also, there were some very difficult levels in that particular instance that were just so hard. Oh, I didn't realize you were doing this. Okay. Why don't I just do this then? Make another one of you here, and how's that? And even though the Z-plane doesn't matter if it's out of view, that's the one problem with this that I'm going to have, is trying to figure out what is in view that you can see. So yeah, if I do remake that game, not like via, one for one like I can with Labyrinth, and I probably won't do Mechanica. If you like Mechanica, I should probably wait until hopefully I get to a point where I can have a team that allows me the ability to create it. But yeah, we'll just work with what we've got right now by ourselves. That's honestly better for us at this point in time. Okay, so I think we should have at least a few enemies here. And then we'll probably hopefully try to have them be opposite of each other. I don't think it's going to matter that much because they're going to be in completely different areas. So, yeah, that is pretty much what we have there so far in terms of cheap boss fights. There's some definitely in that one. So I know. Oh, I know. Is Paint Maze going to have a boss fight? Kind of. Not really in the grand scheme of things. There's at least 3 that I could probably say are pseudo boss fights. One that's more of a boss fight than the others. And while one is more like a chase than it is a boss. Like, you're not trying to actually damage it, you're just trying to avoid it. And the other one is just going to be stagnant there. Which is fine, because the bosses do not need to have any form of, what do you call it? No, they do not. Because this is not a game where boss fights is necessary. If I were to ever get to a point where I had the ability to make a second game of this, which I could definitely see there being some more things I could do. But right now I want to keep this one light and simplistic. Because right now I don't have the time to be doing anything too complex. But I could definitely see a route where I could make a sequel of this and have it, have some more stuff to it. I don't want to go too much into spoilers because we're not in the point where we can do any of that yet. And I want to at least have some kind of hype towards it, even though it probably won't be coming out in several years from now. I'm hoping I can get this one done with soon, but the rate that we're going, it depends. My projects are important, and I need to get those finished. But of course, right now, Deviantart is having a conniption with their updates that it's breaking their own sites. I'm hoping that's not the case, because I still want to make more stuff, obviously. I haven't even finished the series that I have to work with now. So I'm hoping things get fixed. I really do. Because if they don't get fixed, if they leave things as is, people are just going to keep leaving the site, and then the site dies because they're so hell-bent on trying to just focus on nothing but goddamn AI. It's not like it's doing the site any good either. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. So what the hell did I just see there? Yeah, that's a map floor, so I don't know I guess that's just things are trying to load in. That's the problem. Alright. We don't need too many things here either. I'd say we can leave some stuff kind of untouched. I would say maybe put like a water spout here. That'd be funny, right? Like this area is flooded. Or at the very least, you wouldn't really be able to see it. Even if we could do that. There's gates here, though. Which makes me wonder if I should have a gate here. I probably could do that without any problems. So, I don't know, maybe make this like a 7. Put it here. Boom. Boom. Maybe make this one like a 5. Maybe like do something like this so the gates don't look too, what do you call it? I guess what we could probably do... wait, where is my map textures? You could be that. No. And you could be that. This will still be here. This could probably be like right here, but going down one. Up. Same thing. And same thing, but in this direction. Just shows that there is like a fence here, basically. Kind of. I mean, I guess having that there isn't going to be a problem, right? Or maybe this one could be different in the sense that this is here like that. Or maybe you are this. Although I kind of see that working like so, so maybe we can just do this instead. Here you go, here, there's like a little gate there. Don't worry, the player can go through, not a problem. Go around that gate. And then do your thing. The enemy's going through, and they're doing their thing. I would say maybe we could probably have like something here to make it look like the gate is actually like closed off. But you can kind of see the area that the player will pass under, like right through there. You should be able to see that, right? Well, hopefully. If anything, this one can be like purposely made longer. But the enemies have like a small area they can go through. Yep, just a nice little gate here. It's almost accurate to what it looks like here, right? We could probably also have a gate here. How did I do the gates there, by the way? I did gates here, right? I did gates somewhere. That's what I did. Which I guess makes sense, all things considered. Let me go here so my scroll isn't completely screwed. Hey, where are you heading? Yeah, you're going back and forth, so that's fine, I'd say. There's no window here, so that's not going to be an issue. I'd say we could probably do something like this. And probably keep the theme of just broken off gates here. There we go. I do like these particular ones, that they have like a nice little outside designs. Like this one with the lake instance, and this one just with the, what do you call it there? Something about that looks good to me. It makes these levels look unique. Like they have a little bit of something there that makes them look the way that they look. And don't forget, some of these are like optional levels and levels on a certain path, so they don't have anything too unique going for them. It's to be expected, in all honesty. Alright, let me go over here to the land. feel like the area here needs to at least have some kind of ice to it. I just don't really fully know how. Like maybe I could, maybe I could put some ice here. Reduce the size to a 5, and then figure out which one needs to be adjusted in terms of height or size. So you probably need to be like a 20 now at this point, although I don't know exactly. Yeah, no, yeah, it could be exact. So, although to some extent, I don't think that one matters too much, right? You can be a 4. Yeah, I guess you can also be that. 1, 5. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter what size this is. No, it does. It definitely does matter. Okay, then 0.5, you fool. And you know what? If I'm grabbing this, I might as well just do this. Let's see. Let's see here. Trying to see if there's any way I can have, because the enemies aren't really going to be seen that far. I mean, I guess you could probably see some enemies coming off to the side here, which would look kind of nice. But if we're doing that, we're probably going to do it here or so. So game objects. Map enemy, horizontal. Come on. There we go. Okay, now the question is, where are you going to end up? I'm going to get this where it is at, the enemy's at. Alright, good. So you're going to go all the way over here. It's funny to think that these enemies just go so far, but they canonically can't, gameplay-wise, they can't go that far. Although I would say canonically they probably can go wherever the hell they want, but they're in patrol mode at the moment, so I don't think it's going to matter that much. Then I'd say we do the same thing here. Game objects. Get our horizontal map enemy over here. Bring him up. I think this should allow you to go there. And just so you're on a completely different path compared to that guy, I'm going to make your movement 1. Oh, then, of course, I just put an invisible wall right here and figure out where it goes. I don't know how much is going to matter with the large-ass field here. But it's still nice, you know. It's still nice just having this path that the enemy is following. Ew. I guess the enemy's stuck on that, huh? Unless there's some way I can move them down without anything in the way. There has to be a path here that allows me to do that. Okay, so that's good. Now what about you? Ooh, that's good too. And they end up on this here, so they bounce off of that. Just imagine going up here, you just see some enemies just out there in the area while you are doing your thing. I wonder if I could do the same with clockwise enemies. See, now clockwise feels different. In fact, hold on, let me at least see what this is looking like right now. I might have to go through one of the levels, but that's fine. Assuming that nothing here is... Okay, good, it is loading here. I have to real quickly just go through this level. Shouldn't take me too long to get through. Logically, it should not. Well, this part is a bit more tricky, just due to the way it's set up. don't believe it matters where this part goes, but it should go somewhere reasonable. There's just something about poison and the way it works that's just so confusing to try to like wrap your head around with crates and whatnot. I can't explain why it feels like that. And I do believe we have to go around for this one. Yeah, poison is definitely an interesting mechanic that a lot of people are probably going to struggle with trying to figure out the best way to go about doing it. Move this guy out of the way. Kill this guy, so I have an easier time getting this key where it needs to go. We did it before the choir, or whatever the hell that part's called. Alright, now let's see here for a real quick second. Whoa, poison. Oh yeah, you can see the enemies out there walking around the fields. You can see that guy at least. The other guy is slowly making his way here. I do believe so. Yeah, there he is. It's just funny to see the enemies just out in the distance, just going down a long stretch of a field. I don't know why that's just so funny to me. So yeah, no, you can definitely see all those enemies there. That is definitely what is occurring here. So now my question is there any way I can have a counterclockwise enemy going down this path? I mean, okay, hold on. What I could do is grab the invisible wall, wherever the fuck this one is, and I'm going to try to map out a path here. So here's that. Enemy goes down here. Ideally, the enemy should try to get back up to here at some point, but we'll see. Enemy goes down here. Okay, gets caught on a leaf. Or grass, I should say. Okay, so that means enemy goes over here. Enemy would go over here. Right, gets caught on a bush. Enemy goes over here. Gets caught on another piece of grass. Goes here. And repeats the cycle again. Huh. I guess that means then we could just have an enemy here and here, right? Okay, I can have the counterclockwise guy around that point. Alright, I want him to start on this stretch of land, though. There'll probably be at least 2 of them, I would say. We want clockwise, so let me go to map enemies. Clockwise. There you are. One. Invisible walls. Okay, so here's the enemy. Going off to here, hits the grass. I think. Yeah, hits grass. Goes down, hits the edge, won't go any further. Alright. Goes left, narrowly avoids grass, but hits the bush. Alright, go here. So that would mean you theoretically should be here. And just so that you are not alone on your little route, I'm going to go ahead and give you a friend. 3. And you guys will be on the same category. There we go. So now that's where you guys are going, which is great. Okay, next thing here. We've effectively covered this area with at least a few enemies that don't have much of a reason to be here, but are here regardless. Yeah, I guess here is fine. Game objects. Can I do this without any problems? Good. Alright. Horizontal. I do wonder if I should put enemies in the water here, but I feel like we should kind of just hold off on anything like that until the deep ocean. The deep ocean makes sense in that department just due to the fact that there's nowhere to go but the ocean. So the enemies will be going into the ocean, obviously, continuing their patrol paths in water. Oh, didn't realize you had so much room for activity. Well, that's good. So since you guys are on the same path, I'm going to do this too. I don't know. For fuck's sakes, why are you doing this? Why is you doing this? This makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. For what reason? So yeah, all of you guys are kind of all in the same bend here, except you guys over here, whoops, are occupying only a couple of spaces while you guys are occupying 4 spaces. Again, that's fine. We got this poor guy's house, which is suffering from freezer burn. Freezer burn and a broken oven. Okay, so you're going to hit that, that's for certain, but that's fine. So then we want some enemies up here, which are probably going to be going 1. And it does look like you're going to hit this too, so that should be fine too. Where are your... Right. Okay. So I definitely gotta put some ice around that guy's house, but I'll do that in a minute. Let's just focus on one thing at a time. Nope, right here. And with your positioning, there. Both of the enemies are stuck on grass. Not stuck on grass, they're kind of just going through the motions with grass being their stopping point. I do wonder if having an ice path would look cool, but it wouldn't make much sense when you think about it. Like, yeah, for the fact that this area has such a small patch of ice, I feel like what I should be doing here at least. Maybe make that, nope, maybe make that a 7. Or a 5. And maybe make this a stretch of ice instead. Or just get rid of that entirely. 7. I mean, this one being a stretch of ice at least makes sense, right? Because the area here has been frozen over. Why has it been frozen over? Who can say? Oh. Arg, that do be a problem, so I fill that in. I don't even know where the hell that one came from. Okay, where the hell was the thing I just let go? Put it here. Make this a 5. Make this also a 5. I feel like I am off the area. Oh no, we're fine, apparently. It's fine. Alright, Yi. How much time's left, by the way? Damn, 10 minutes. It's insane. Oh, here's our map, ice. I'll make this one a 3, and I'll probably make this one an 11. 15. 7. 8. No. Hold on. Okay, so I guess you're just going to be a 2 naturally. You're probably going to be like a 4. Wait, no, 4. I was right about it being a 4. God damn it. Probably a 12. Wow, that's actually on the mark, surprisingly. Same thing with this one. Oh, and this one's going to be 6, and the other one's going to be 4. But just because you're that doesn't mean you can't be... It's going to be a 9, right? Yeah. And if that's the case, then that... Oh, if that's the case, you're going to probably be a 3 then, correct? Do 1, 1, not 1, 2. How'd you manage that? God damn it. Okay, so we got like a stretch of ice here. It's funny because you technically start here. But it doesn't really matter where you start in these levels. The levels are what the levels look like. Sometimes you start in the center, sometimes you start in the top, despite the fact you go in the left. All that matters is that some of them have at least some kind of minor hint telling you that, yes, this is where you want to go. I think you probably need to be at least an 11, right? Don't worry, cat, no one else is coming. At least I don't think. I don't think we're getting any more guests. Cadillac. So this guy's house is just completely inundated with ice in the back here. Although I feel like I should probably have at least a nice little bend here. Make this one like a 5, not a 6. And just do this. Make this one ice. Yep. Nope. Nope again. Make that one a 3. Just see the ice leaking out the back of this guy's house. I don't know why that's funny. Ice is leaking out of several sides of his house. You know, it just kind of reminds me of, just general setup of everything here. It kind of reminds me of Croc in the way most of the levels show like a small portion of what you're going up against. And I guess there's a few other games like that do the same thing too. Like Pandemonium does something similar. There's just always something quaint about just the level select showing you what you're going up against, what the level it is you're going into is. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. And then you should probably just be a 3. So you go up to a house and you're like, oh, hey, a house level. And oh, hey, there's ice around the house. Even though you're going to see the level first, more than you're going to see the house itself. How much time is left? 5 minutes, although it is... I mean, I guess there's still the close-off point, so it doesn't really matter. Game objects. Let's just leave this as is, in all honesty. And I should also close that so I just have access to this with ease. Now you got some enemies outside of the house going in both the fuck. Why are you like this, goddamn? It doesn't even make that much of a difference. Like, visually, it doesn't show anything changing. It's such a minute difference, but I still would prefer everything to be a whole number. I wish there was a way I could force things to be a whole number instead. Or at least force things to be either 0.5 or whole number. Instead of it just changing like it does. All right, where are you at? There you are. You're bouncing off a leaf or a glass. Brain is fried trying to figure out what the hell to say in these departments. It's so annoying. Emotional whiplash and everything else that's been going down. A lot of problems, just a lot. And this guy over here has a problem with this grass. I still find that funny. Just the enemies going off and doing their own thing in the areas there. Okay, the only one I want to try to adjust now is this one. But I don't know how I want to adjust it, though, is the thing. Like, I want to have, like, a bunch of ice bits here. But how am I going to do that and make this look good? Okay, we probably shouldn't be moving it too far out. Where are we? Yeah, 0. We should be being on 0 right now. We're not going to have this all be like this. This is just a general idea on what this is going to look like. So basically, let's see. 15, 15. So maybe, that's not the number I wanted. 11. And probably 7, 11. Okay. Now we're just going ahead and just put these wherever the hell they need to be. So it's like an area that's kind of full of a bunch of ice cubes. Not completely covering everything, but at the very least still having some significant changes to the environment. So you see there's a bunch of cubes around the place, right? All right. Now what we probably want here is a 25 by 25 at a 0 and a 0. This is where we grab the ice. God. And this is where we do a 2.99999. Okay, not too many nines. How's that? 2.999. Ideally, that should be fine, but it's hard to say. Like, so once we get to like 5 9s, then it gets too much. But I feel like 3 9s seem to be perfect. This is better than just having several branched off areas and trying to figure out how the hell to do that. And as for enemies, we don't really have that many spots we can put an enemy in. Nor do we have enough time. We only got like 20 seconds left, but I guess what I could do is figure this out. I'm going to save. I'm going to reopen this so that all of this kind of collapses. I want to go here and I want to look at navigation real quick. So I can at least see this being good and this being good. Maybe. So then we just go on ahead, create our game objects. Do the same thing, put in a horizontal enemy. Move him where we want him to be. Should be lined up with this. I'll make you go left this time, so you're not all going in the same direction every time. Put you here and put you here. And then we could do one more over in this spot. Game objects. Vertical. Whoops. I'm going to put you up here. I'll also have you going 1. Which I believe is down for that particular enemy. I believe vertical is down. Alright, you're lined up, so put this here. And put this here. Nope, one more up. And there we go. You're not where you need to be. Don't know why the hell you're not where you need to be. Get in where you need to be. The positioning for that doesn't matter too much so long as the enemy detects it and then goes back. Okay, good. So we got more enemies in the area. I would like to try to go in and adjust these off camera, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time. Got some enemies here, some enemies there, some here, here, here. So this area is done. This area is done. The only thing that's left now for me to do would be this area, this, and then this area. And then when I get these levels done with this area. So it's getting close. The map itself is almost finished. I need to really just try to force myself to get those levels done with. I'm not going to have enough time to do anything once I'm done with this here. So, all the recordings and whatnot. But regardless, that's all the time I have for today's episode, folks. We are finished with at least half of the second zone now in terms of enemy placements and all the other stuff there. So, yay. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, today's episode of GameCraft is right over here, and the most recent episode of Raft RTC is right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.